Welcome to the Boardroom Company Live, the podcast for professionals who are looking for advice on how to build their board career. I'm your host, Naomi Kent, and CEO founder of the Boardroom Company. And today, again, I'm taking a little piece out of my book here, but I want to talk about what are the do's and don'ts of networking. So here's some hard and fast. I'm not going to go through these slowly. I'm going to go through them quickly. But these are the things that you should look out for when you're networking for board seats, right? So in other words, when you're having a one-to-one conversation with someone about your board career. Number one, do not get desperate. Don't ask people to help you join a board, okay? Number two, don't tell them that you're just bored in retirement and you want to serve on a board. Be careful. And in an earlier podcast, I talk about questions you get asked. Why do you want to be on a board? You have to have that question really well thought out. So it can't be, I just want to make some money. I'm bored in retirement. I don't have anything else going on. Okay, that's not a good answer. You do not ask people what types of boards you should be on. You should be telling people what types of boards you're going to be on. Okay, so don't ask others. Don't say, hey, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should be on a board? Do you think I would be a good board member? What do you think I should do? That is absolutely a no-no. Okay, do not ask anyone. If you don't know the answer to that question, give me a call. That's what I'm going to be here to help with and help you kind of get through that. The next one, number four, board, anyone who's trying to get on a board, do not ask them for feedback on your bio. I see people doing this all the time. It's a big no-no, okay? Do not ask for feedback on your bio. Why? Because it shows it's not ready. And if you're asking a board director to spend their time, and don't forget, they're probably extremely busy, to look at your bio and send some sort of feedback, they're confused. They're like, am I a writer? Well, what's going on here? Why does this person say they want to be on a board, but they don't have any documentation that they're proud of? Again, if you need documentation, you want to be proud of it, call me. Writing these bios is incredibly hard. It's not easy, and not a lot of people get it right. Be confident, know your value. So why do you want to be on a board? There should be a very clear message about why you want to be on a board, what your value is, and deliver with confidence. The minute that you bring just an ounce of insecurity, you'll find yourself spiraling. The other person will say, oh, well, do you really want to be on a board? Are you sure you want to be on a board? That's a terrible question. If anyone's asking you, are you sure you want to be on a board? After a few minutes of talking to them, you've done something wrong. So bring the confidence, bring the strategy, bring the plan. Don't bring the insecurity. That will immediately throw it off. Help others before you get any help. So when you go to a meeting with someone, don't just sit there and say, well, I'm here to talk to you about my board career and how can you help me? First of all, you should never, this is maybe another point, but I hadn't written it down, but you should never tell someone you're going to have a meeting with them to talk about your board career. That's terrible. It's just like when, and I'm sure you've all had it, someone approaches you and says, hey, I want to talk to you about, I lost my job and I want to talk to you. You immediately know you have to deliver something. I don't want that. You don't want a meeting where it's one-sided. So try and help them before you get your help, okay? And set the tone, set the scene for the meeting. Another one, give advice. I've lost count now. Give advice on business problems or the industry market to start proving their value. Okay, give advice. Start getting into the seat of the board director. So say, hey, what's challenging you in your business today? What are you seeing on the horizon? What do you think how do you think 2026 is going to go, or the year ahead, whatever year you're in? Talk about the year ahead. People love talking about the year ahead. I would love to hear people's opinions on what's going to happen in the market so I can prepare, right? They'll walk away saying, hey, I had a great meeting. I learned so much. And then the final piece here is speaking clearly and concisely, exactly the same way you would talk in a boardroom or in a board meeting. This is critically important. If you go off on tangents a lot and talk about things that are not related and your mind wanders, you need to start practicing practicing your pitch a little bit better beforehand. You need to plan the meeting beforehand. If that's the kind of person you are, and that's okay if you are. We all have our things, right? But if you know you're going to get lost in another conversation because your mind is all over the place and you're nervous, then you need to make sure you have a list of things, or if it's a Zoom, you put a sticky note right in front of you that says, do not talk for more than 30 seconds on any particular topic. But speaking clearly and creating that executive presence, also how you sit. If you're moving around a lot, sorry, I'm moving a bit here, but if you're moving around a lot, that also creates a lot of chaos, right? Visibly, a lot of chaos. So create that executive presence, stay calm, speak clearly, speak concisely, and speak in basic terms. I don't know a single board director who uses abbreviations and long adjectives. You don't need any of that, okay? Just need to speak clearly. Now, here are a few other pieces of advice when you're networking one-to-one with people. Listen carefully to what the other person is saying, okay? They may talk about something. They may go and say, well, I've recently got involved in this private equity professional network. It's really interesting. And you think, well, PE boards are actually an opportunity for me, and say, well, that's really interesting. Is there have you got an event coming up? Could I attend as your guest? Right? Listen for opportunities. You have to actively listen when you're having conversations with people. This is not just about you and your agenda, but actually understanding where they're at. Potentially they can help you and you can find out how. Be ready to answer questions, okay? Be ready to answer questions like, why do you want to be on a board? And finally, wait for your contact to offer up help. Okay, don't ask, don't say, hey, what can you do for me? How can you help me get on a board? But if you've delivered your plan to them and you've told them where you want to go, then just wait for them to turn around and say, hey, I've really enjoyed speaking to you today, and it sounds like you've got a great plan together to be on a board, and I really believe in you, and I know you can do it by your time frame. How about I help you with a couple of introductions? That would be wonderful. How can I help you? That's a question you need to be ready for. How can I help you? So if they asked me, how can I help you? I would have an answer ready to go. I wouldn't go, well, yeah, I'm not too sure, actually. That's a terrible answer, right? You got them right there. They've offered to help. What's the response? Okay, need to have an answer for that. And I talk a lot about this in my program. So I'll if you need a link to that, I can send it to you. The final piece, when the meeting is all done, send a follow-up email with your board bio. Not asking for help on the board bio, but just saying, hey, here's my board bio, and I'd like to stay in touch, or I really appreciate the introductions. I'm going to make a couple for you as well. Don't forget, you've helped them. This is not about them just helping you. I've sent over a couple of requests for people. I'd love to introduce you to them. You'll hear more from me in the next few days. Okay, so I hope this was helpful today. Networking is absolutely essential for boards. So this is why I go through the one-to-one meeting in such a lot of detail. And actually, again, if you'd like to talk to me about how to set up a one-to-one meeting and how to deliver a one-to-one meeting with someone in your network and make it go smoothly, and for you to come out on top with everything that you want and everything that they want, give me a call. But generally, again, don't ask for help. No feedback on the bio. Don't ask anyone what you should be doing. You should have a plan, speaking clearly and concisely, and also offering advice on their business, seeing if you can have more of a business conversation about what's going on in the industry. Well, thank you very much for joining me. This was the Boardroom Live, the podcast for professionals who are looking for advice on how to build their board career. I'm Naomi Kent, and I'll see you on another live, I'm sure. Thanks. Bye.